Hello, football fans, and welcome back to Madden 2023. So, in the past week, as I had said last week, we did trade away more from our team, and this week we went ahead and added a new wide receiver in Thielen from the Vikings. I was looking at doing this in-game, and so I'm just comparing the two here. The Vikings would probably just do this trade straight across easy enough because there is an interest in it. But the thing is, Moore is an 88, as is Thielen, and the cap hit here is only 1.23 million versus the 5.12 million that I would take for Thielen. Especially considering the fact that I don't plan on throwing the ball that much. Moore is perfectly capable for what I'm wanting in my team. So I'm going to just leave it as Moore with the team the way it is. He's going to cost me less money for right now. Now, in the offseason, I think that's where both of these guys sort of came onto the chopping blocks. Moore, probably his contract was coming up soon. I'm not quite sure on that. And with Thielen, they just released him because his contract pretty much was up, and I guess they didn't like the number they were going to have to pay for him. So, in the offseason, if Thielen comes up in free agency and I could get him for cheap, probably I would. At that point, might I get rid of Moore if Moore's going to be more expensive? Definitely. But for right now, this is the season previous here, obviously. So, as it stands, Moore is the better choice for my team right now. I'm going to leave it as is. As I said, really haven't made a lot of changes to the actual team. It's more the play style that I've changed for my team so far. But we also have put in to get the team moved. So we will see what cities pop up here for us as soon as that trade capability is ready. For now, though, we're going to go ahead out of the trade center here. And we're going to look at the week here where we're going to be facing New England. Going to be going with the same type idea here, I believe, of running the football, playing solid defense, I hope. We've got our goals set up of 15 first downs, the offensive coordinator 250 offensive yards, the defense trying to allow 20 points or less, and we're going to try to force 3+ turnovers, which before I hadn't really liked that idea. I might still look at the game plan type possibilities, but really the 3 turnovers worked out last week for us, so I might leave that one. We'll have to see. With that in mind, though, I'll make a final decision on the game plan one, and then I will see you in the actual game itself.
Tonight, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's a special Friday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Mac Jones and the New England Patriots taking on Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots. Brandon Good and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
We see Carolina's offense getting set for their first possession here. And at quarterback, his second season with the Panthers, Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold was one of the big-time early season stories of last year, leading Carolina to a 3-0 start with some really good play. Only one win the rest of the way, however. Not quite the change of scenery boost the Panthers hoped for after getting him from the Jets. You have to think in his 5th season, he will need to play some of the best ball of his career to remain as a starter for Carolina.
A play fake, and it's Darnold rolling to his left. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards, first down, Panthers. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. Matthew Judon in there to take him down.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Meanwhile, Darnold's throw caught by Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get...
He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Robbie Anderson, 34 yards. And the Panthers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Well, they said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Marcus Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. A time for Mac Jones and his Patriot offense to take the field. Jones now in his second season since being selected 15th overall in 2021.
I think we'll all remember 2021 as a banner quarterback draft, and we saw 5 taken in the first round. It was actually the 5th of those 5. Mac Jones, who was the runner-up in the Rookie of the Year voting, with the 5th most yards by a rookie in league history. The Patriots, they have to be dancing in the streets with the idea that this guy is going to be their quarterback for about the next 10 years.
They run with a 4th-year man. This is Damian Harris, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. See the athleticism there of Brian Burns stopping him behind the line.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Jones. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
After the interception, here's Darnold. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
48 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
They'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a first and goal.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They'll go with Foreman, and he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Deontay Foreman taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Throwing Jones. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Harris running straight ahead. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And for a second straight play, just nowhere to go thanks to this Carolina defense. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, if they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
So 1st and 2nd down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Looking to throw. Jones. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books. But it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the call there, roughing the passer.
Well, the preseason's time for working out the kinks, but sometimes you've got some defenders who are too eager to impress, trying to make this team. And that time we saw one take a shot at the quarterback way too late.
Kyle Duggar up to make the tackle.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey taking it in from 7 yards away as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. We see the Patriot offense with Mac Jones back out there. And he's been loose with the football early. Interceptions on the first couple of drives. As they start again here, we'll see if he can do better. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
That to the sideline and incomplete. Boy, they're going to say there's a receiver in the area. That was close to grounding, but it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jones. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping him for the sack.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Harris. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, still a lot to keep an eye on. Guys battling, trying to make a ball club. We'll send it back to 2 guys already on our team. That's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And the Patriots taking over to start quarter number 3. They look up at the scoreboard, facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive? on that play sheet for any of those coordinators. They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back.
And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And some room to work. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual. This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Zappi. And he'll just get rid of it.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Zappi looking for Harry. He airs it out deep, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter, and surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, if they score here, this one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
A carry for Foreman. And this is going to be a Panthers 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. The CD, as we look at this draft class, this offense received quite a bit of help this past April. It's a group very focused on this side of the ball, particularly when you look at those early picks.
Yeah, when you look at the top of the board, it's pretty clear they wanted an immediate impact player for their offense in the first round, and they got him. Beyond that, I like how they kept adding to that unit in the rounds that followed. Those other picks, it may not all be the same type of day-one difference makers, but coach them up, and they could make a difference down the road.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Corral sets up play action. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 37. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. On the play fake, Corral. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And the Panthers are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll run here with Hubbard, and he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Chuba Hubbard, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. New England's offense set to go. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Looking to throw again on second down. Zappi, catch is made by Harry. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. New England England on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at third and a few inches. Now Zappi. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Giving to the big tight end on fourth. And he is going to pick up a Patriots first down as he pushes forward for a couple on 4th and inches. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
If he writes a book in the offseason, he ought to title it Undaunted, because where he is on the field, back on his own side, and goes for it and gets it, I got to give it to him on that one.
Yeah, only thing you can justify it with is it was only a few inches that they needed. If it's 4th and 2, probably doesn't do it. Hey, he got it. Give him credit.
Yeah, but if they don't pick it up,
then you're in trouble.
Yeah, they're giving points to the other team at that stage.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 41-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Now a dump off here complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. At his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. From the right hash, this from 48. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
2nd down, another chance for Hubbard. They've taken it right down Broadway. 30, 10, touchdown, Carolina. Chuba Hubbard ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Panthers add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. New England trying to get to place on offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing again on second down. Zappi. That one a first down pickup of 8.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Zappi. And that'll be caught by the tight end Keene. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Another throw coming for Zappi. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And they will take a knee here. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaughan. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Foxborough, good night, everybody.
If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and click the like button. And if you've not already, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope to see you again for the next episode.